She's the president of Brookshire Advisory and Research. She's an investment advisor specializing in the energy industry. I was just taking doing a little calculation on your total return. On an annualized basis, you're up 1,000%, Gianna, over that short time period, though, up about 7.6%. So interesting. You called Kinder Morgan. You like the stock. Would you continue to own it here after today's announcement?
Absolutely. As I was saying, I think Kinder Morgan is setting themselves really for the long-term horizon. What is going to happen in the energy landscape 10 years from now? And if you look across the energy continuum, they're looking at positioning themselves for the unconventional shale, natural gas shale market. And so they are acquiring, by acquiring El Paso, they're really teeing themselves up to be the preeminent player in natural gas. And even though the commodity itself, natural gas prices, are at the low end of the commodity cycle, now is the time for these large midstream players to look at some form of consolidation. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some others as time goes on.
What other deals do you think are possible at this point?
Well, what I'd say is, other names that I like, I continue to like Williams. I like the Enterprise Group themselves. Both of those are stronger names in the industry. They have a large presence here in North America. Those are other names as well that have the potential to be larger players as unconventional natural gas shales gets developed here in the United States. And I think that the natural gas market over time will be a good story. Currently natural gas prices are at the low end, and so you begin to see some consolidation in the industry. But over time, I do think natural gas will turn around and it'll rebound, and we'll look to see an uptick in natural gas.
Gianna, there's been a lot of talk, specifically a political conversation around the fracking method that is used in a lot of this type of exploration. Is that a real risk to this deal getting done or the success of this deal going forward?
I would say not. Certainly the conversation around the fracking process is going to continue. I don't think that's going to get settled anytime soon. But for Kinder Morgan's part, I think acquiring El Paso, picking up their pipeline network, and setting themselves up to grow as unconventional natural gas shales begin to develop in other parts of North America. And the acreage here, natural gas is going to be a game changer in the energy industry. And so they're gearing themselves up to position themselves up to take advantage of that. So irrespective of what happens with regard to the, on the political landscape for the fracturing method, I think Kinder Morgan is still going to be in a very good spot, and it's certainly a name that I continue to like and will own.
Now, Statoil buying Brigham Exploration, is that another deal that you sort of saw coming at this point? Do you like both of those companies, or now one company?
Well, Statoil's very interesting. What they're facing in the industry today is a very mature North Sea fields, and the acquisition of Brigham really tees them up to be a player as well in the North American unconventional natural gas shale market. Brigham has some very nice assets in the Bakken, which is in the Dakotas. So Statoil is really teeing themselves up to be a player here in North America, and we've seen that all through this year, other companies coming into North America and acquiring acreage. So acquiring this acreage in unconventional natural gas shales, that's where you need to be right now. And you saw names earlier in the year, Chesapeake, Reliance, other names come into North America and pick up some acreage. So that's really where, that's the game changer in the industry now. First, you got to acquire that acreage, and then we'll see how the political landscape unfolds. But Statoil is doing the same thing. Their challenge is how do they increase their internal production when their North Sea fields, their signature North Sea fields, are very mature and in what you call in the industry in their natural decline. And so Statoil's got some different challenges.
Very quickly, Gianna, we have about 20 seconds here. Tell me why you like the limited partnerships, the MLP, versus, say, just plain stocks.
These securities have what I'd characterize as some lower betas. They have the higher dividend payout yields, and so in the current environment, I continue to like these. We'll look to these types of names. They act as a little bit more of a mainstay in the industry.
All right, Gianna, we got to leave it there. Do appreciate you joining us. Thanks so much. That was Gianna Bern of Brookshire Advisory and Research.